They're in Division 4 football.
And joining you is the broadcast manager of the Eastern Football League, Ben Warren-Smith. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Dyson. Good afternoon to all our EFL Gameday listeners out there. Great to be calling Division 4 football again. Great to be back at Warrandyte Reserve again. Very picturesque, a fantastic facility this football club's lucked themselves into down here, because it will be here for a very long time and very inviting to opposition. Can't go against the home side today in Warrandyte. I think it might be a 4-goal margin by the end of the day.
Soupy, thanks to Yarra Valley Water and Choose Tap.
I'll go Warrandyte by 14 points. I think their form's just been too good recently.
That's a fair call. And Ray Baird's finally finished up his lunch and donned a headset once again. Your tip for this afternoon's game?
Warrandyte.
If he can turn his mic on. There we go.
Right now?
No. Yeah,
Was on, Bruce.
there we go.
Okay.
Oh, Bruce.
Okay, Warrandyte by 21 points.
And we will get our tip from our Life Care boundary riders once they're all set and ready to go, as I think they're just wandering across Warrandyte Reserve as both teams go into their final huddles. It's going to be an exciting clash between these two sides, and I tell you what, the ramifications of this game on the rest of the season just go both ways in terms of where exactly both these sides go. Obviously, we've spoken about Warrandyte 7 straight on the trot since losing to Park Orchards back in round 6. Park Orchards not so lucky in the last month of football, have dropped 3 games, but this one is definitely going to go right down to the wire, Ray. Is it just in terms of the goal kickers? Are we saying that Luke Dunn or Tom Harley is going to take the chocolates this afternoon?
Well, because I think that Warrandyte's going to win by 21 points, I think Luke Dunn's going to have more opportunities. And I'm going to predict that Luke Dunn's going to kick probably 5 and Tom...
No trouble and it eventually comes out to hand slaps it away into the direction of a fellow player there, and eventually does go out of bounds. So we're on the far side, on the wing of Warrandyte's reserve. It's a lovely ground, a little bit of a paddock in terms of the grass colour, but again, it is such a picturesque venue. Walkley gets the tap in the direction of Tom Fair, and he's wrapped up straight away, and it will be another ball up.
Let's cross down boundary side for the first time this afternoon, thanks to Life Care, to Davis and Esmond. Gentlemen, give us a ground report and your tip for this afternoon's match.
Yeah, good afternoon. The ground, it is heavy and is a little bit muddy, particularly on the wings. It's surf, but from the game we saw them be able to kick long. I'm going for Warrandyte today. And Davis?
I'm going for Warrandyte probably by about 10 points. These two teams are very evenly matched, and just from these first 2 minutes, it's looking very, very strong from both sides.
Great stuff for the boys on the boundary line today, thanks to Life Care. Andy, there's still a little bit of a stalemate at the moment, still no score to either side.
Yeah, still a little bit of a stalemate, but again, it's probably both sides just being a little bit cagey, and eventually the scores will come on the board.
So the ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds right near that Bendigo Bank scoreboard, which sees it sitting at 0-0.
Evans does go out of bounds, and the umpire is saying it's actually gone out of bounds on the full.
Ooh,
must have just come off his foot and just trickled on the full, out on the full.
You had a good spot for that one, Ray?
Yeah, it was just off his foot at the last minute.
So it's Chambers who will have the relieving kick for the Sharks. It comes out the back to Coughlin. Coughlin takes a few steps and kicks into to centre half forward, but it's chopped off. And it's chopped off there by Holman, who takes a relieving mark. He looks for the switch into the direction of Chiminton. Chiminton unable to take the mark.
Oh, free kick.
It's been called a free kick to the Blood. It's the first score on the board on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. It is Park Orchards 1 behind to Warrandyte yet to score.
And boys, while all this has been going on, an interesting move. Warrandyte's got Michael Morello at full forward, and Luke Dunn's actually playing out at centre half forward.
So Warrandyte, that's a fair old roost too, goes up towards the wing position. The fall of the ball, Oliver was in there, couldn't quite trap it. They'll win a stoppage though, Warrandyte.
Just in terms of the midfield battles, Matt Nicholson's in the eyes of John Brown for Park Orchards. Runner out 3 times to tell him to man up on Ross Ansaldi, who's had a fair bit of it in the first 5 minutes.
Well, it was nicely picked up there by Fair. Got the little handball out of it. It was virtually into no man's land. And Ansaldi, who's had a lot of the football early, picks it up for Warrandyte in a stream of...
I just think that extra tall against the Warrandyte forward line is really important.
So Coughlin snaps it around the body towards the Bahajar direction. Tommy Norton was there though for the Bloods. He went after it again. He copped one over the shoulder. The umpire saw it, so he'll go back and move this ball onwards here as the umpire's plucked out a 25-metre penalty.
Yeah, I think he just went over the mark there.
So Jones almost had it in the middle of the ground. You see Dunn all by himself across the half-forward line if they can just spot him up. So, Warrandyte. That was a shocking kick then. It was...
He unable to take the mark when he probably should have done so. Immediately gathers the ball, hand passes out the back into the direction of, once again, it looks to be Coughlin, and he chips the ball
pass.
in. And it's a fantastic little chip there as well. So just showed a little bit of composure there, did the Sharks in that forward 50. And eventually it's Tom Fair who takes the relief, or takes the mark. He'll quickly play on to the direction of Bahaja. And that is unforgivable by the Warrandyte defence. They just left Bahaja all alone, and he's taken a simple chest mark, uncontested, only 10 metres out from the goal, directly in front. And this will surely be Park Orchards' first goal.
Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats.
Clearance is 7-3 in favour of Park Orchards.
So it's Bahaja who goes in and kicks the first goal of the game. A simple, relatively simple.
25-30 metres out from the Park Orchards goal line, who currently lead this by one straight kick. Umpire throws the ball back in now. There's about 10 or 12 players around here. Good tackle there by Hookie for Warrandyte to force a spoil. The quick kick out of the defensive zone goes out of bounds on the full, with Nicholson being the recipient of the free kick for Park Orchards.
Eventually the hand pass by Appleby, trying to release a teammate there in Oliver. Oliver gets the hand passed over the top once more, and it's gone to a one-on-one here. So a little bit of a scrappy play there by the Bloods, and it looks like the Sharks will get away with it, or will they? The ball comes out to Fleming, and Fleming hooks it around the boot. Again, not to anyone in particular. It's actually Walkley who does the roving. His kick is partially smothered, and it will be balled in. It's just outside 50.
Back to the big boy Walkley boys who's on ground at the moment. Let's not forget Ross and Soldy, who had probably 6 or 7 touches in the first 10 minutes of the game as well.
So Tom Harley
Effectiveness is key, Ray.
has the crowd behind him here. The Park Orchards faithful, and you didn't hear any cheers coming straight off the boot because he pushed it to the right-hand side and one behind. That's their third on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 16 and a half minutes gone now. And it is a very, well, we won't call it a handy lead, but they seem like they're having all the shots on goal of late. Park Orchards leading this one by 8 points.
Boundary.
You mentioned the 3 sets of brothers playing for Park Orchards this afternoon. 5 sets of brothers playing for North Ringwood this afternoon out at Cornbury Reserve.
Let's cross down boundary side thanks to Life Care to Esmond.
Both teams are extremely...
Mark kick into the direction of Ansaldi, who wastes no time, and he'll look to go on his left foot down the line into the direction of Large, and that is
good mark.
Yeah, it's a clever mark there by Large. Just read the ball better. He goes inboard and is cleverly marked there by Jones. Jones gets a hand pass off, and it's going to be a short kick. It's a great smother there by the Park Orchards defender. Taking the game on is Walkley. He fends off his opponent, gets the hand pass off in the direction of, it looked to be Rowland, but wrapping him up there was Josh Eyre. And we're just on the forward 50 of Warrandyte Reserve, with Warrandyte attacking. Both ruckmen go at it. No clear winner there, but the ball eventually comes out for Park Orchards.
All the ground, doing it in bits and pieces. Ansaldi on the left boot now, drives the ball inside forward 50. I'm not too sure where that was going because the only player out there was Hyde, and eventually they link up now through McCormack, who goes flying in the air. Eventually got the handball out wide. That was okay. Picked up by Jones. Got a little handball away to Hookie. Fumbled it, but had time to go back. Ansaldi now handball over the top, looking for air. They're still moved to 2 goals, 3-15, leading Warrandyte 1 straight behind.
Fantastic effort. I mean, it just shows that if you're getting that consistency in performance going forward, that you're eventually going to make the side pay. And I mean, you look at probably the best of Park Orchards are coming across the half-back line at the moment. That's just because they're generating so much run.
Yeah, and Warrandyte, they get the ball to the midfield there, but then they're very hesitant to kick the ball forward. And they've got 2 great players in Morello and Dunn up there. Why don't they just kick it to them?
Let's cross down boundary side thanks to Life Care.
You're searching for the number 30. His name is Jake Daly.
He'll be going for his second goal in a matter of minutes, and you'd think from this distance, you'd think he could kick his second.
Well, judging on the last kick, he's going to kick this into the tennis courts.
Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats.
Inside 50s 12-10 in favour of Park Orchards. A lot of free kicks. It's now 9-6 in favour of Warrandyte.
So it's Philp with his laconic approach, steps towards the mark and goes for goal. How's it going to travel? It's a fantastic goal by Michael Philp. He registers his second goal for himself and the third goal for Park Orchards, and they've had a really bright start here. They move on.
I haven't scored, but we've seen one behind go through, so that is it. The major goal kicker on the ground is he has 2, and Liam Bahaja, who slotted through the first one, is the only other goal kicker. As we just said before the quarter time siren, there's plenty of great games as you go local for your football this afternoon, and Dyson, Baker and Alice will be with you.
Good evening, Eastern Football League lovers, one of the punishments is you've got to get space on the Friday night before a game. Oh, nice. Wash all the jumpers. And of course, he is Glenn Archer, and welcome to the program tonight. G'day, Glenn. G'day, guys. How you going? We've got the Tito. He's winning the league, our VNF. How much longer we've got this Stewie Wine going around in the Edge Football League? Probably about 1 quarter. 6 p.m. every Wednesday on 98.1 Radio Eastern. Find a smartphone and love Football League. EFL mobile web app. And what EFL, what form do they use?
Like going forward, they were just halted with a host of black jumpers.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the Park Orchards forward press that they employed on Warrandyte, and it really gave them no real avenue to go forward. They were chipping sideways, they were going backwards, they were trying to go backwards to go forwards, but it just wasn't working out for them. And they'd forced the turnover, Park Orchards, and went up forward and kicked the first 3 goals of the game. So well coached by John Brown thus far.
That was the one thing I noticed, particularly I think it was Ratcliffe who out here on this, I know that's not good radio, but out here on the sort of half-back flank, he turned and burned, and then all of a sudden looked upfield, and there was absolutely no one in front of him to kick to. And I think that really highlighted the way that Park Orchards are playing, the press that they're playing.
Use the ball well, bit of a focus about lowering our eyes, hitting up our targets, and today it's only 1 quarter, but we've started off well.
Thanks very much for that, John.
Very much to Esmond. Aponso riding boundary line today thanks to Life Care. A great first quarter, a great opener, Andy, by the Sharks, and they lead this one at 3-3-21 by 20 points, with Warrandyte now kicking to the tennis court. It only took 20 seconds in the opening of this term to kick their first major of the day, currently trailing this one by 14 points, 117 to 3-3-21. That was pretty even, Stevens, but we'll give it to Tansley nonetheless. The kick goes up towards the Unsalty direction, has to use his opposite foot. That was a pretty good effort too on the right, kicks it towards the Morello direction. At the ball, the ball done! Snaps it over the goal umpire's head. That's his second, and that's Warrandyte's second in a matter of minutes, and they are right back in this game now. It is Warrandyte on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard leading.
Out of the ground immediately, Appleby wraps up his opposition number, and the umpire will ball it up. So we've gone three minutes in the second quarter here, and it is still the Sharks here by 8 points. The ball is restarted, and the quick kick from, it looks to be Bahaja in the direction of Dorr. Dorr gets the hand pass out to McCormick, and the hand pass goes forward from Walkley again. The ball's kicked towards the direction of, looks to be McCormick there. He's unable to win the ball, but again on the second attempt he does so, scrubs the kick in the direction of Christian Fair. Christian Fair goes around the corner. Who's there to take the mark? Unfortunately, no one there for the Sharks, but it's a great tackle there by Bahaja. Unfortunately for the Sharks, they were unable to win the ball, and once again it goes outside the forward 50. Instead, winning the ball there is Fleming. He doesn't get rid of the ball there, and it looked like the umpire was going to call it. Instead, he's saying, I will take that one, but surely Matthew Fleming didn't dispose of the ball correctly.
Well, the umpire put his whistle to his mouth, but he certainly didn't blow it.
So, just on the forward 50 now. For Park Orchards, Philp took it, got wrapped up quickly.
Just quickly, good to see Michael Tout.
Like someone's been shown the yellow card there. I think it is Michael Chiminton for the Warrandyte side who's been shown the yellow card.
No one knows what's quite going on out here at the moment.
Just looking around the grounds. Mitchum 8-9-57 leading the White Horse Pioneers 1-2-8.
Seymour will be enjoying that one
before he heads off to corporate hospitality.
So the two field umpires converse there, and the free kick.
Yes, I hope he's listening.
And we think it is to McCormick, has or still is in play. So it will be McCormick.
It's not McCormick.
It's not. So he'll, either way, it's from 45 metres out. The Park Orchard side, they'll look to go for goal, just pushes it to the near side, and it is one behind. So on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, Park Orchards move on to 4-4.
In a hot situation, kicks it around the body, finds Fair in the middle. He needs to keep this ball quickly. Goes towards Bahaja, has to stand strong over the top of his head, but Walkley was clever enough to knock it on towards Phil. Bahaja came in now on the right boot. He kicks it inside forward 50, looking for Harley. He had to give the don't argue. He did just that. Got it back to Bahaja from outside 50. Wants to square the pass up. Oh, that was a sensational kick. It was a 2-on-2 situation. It might all work out okay there. The handball by Viney. It goes to the top of the square. Picked up though by Hookie. Hasn't he been fantastic for the Bloods? Gets a scrambly kick away. A very, very clever one, and over the boundary line it goes for a boundary throw-in. Speaking of the boundary, let's cross down thanks to Life Care to Esmond.
Just confirming, number 74 is Alex McCormick for
It's in virtually the forward pocket, so he'll have a shot on goal about 45 metres out, and another big kick coming up here. Dunn has already 2 to his name.
This is definitely one that they need, Ray. It's going to really change the game.
Yeah. Although Warrandyte's having to kick a goal, the honours to me have gone to Park Orchards again in this quarter, even though they've been outscored. But
nonetheless, the ball's in the arms of Dunn, and he kicks it across the face of goal for 1 behind. So Bendigo Bank scoreboard sees Warrandyte kick their second, 2-2-14 to 4-4-28. So they're double the score, Park Orchards of Warrandyte at this stage.
Park Orchards just look a lot more sure about the way they're going about it.
So will be Philp as the designated kicker.
Good pressure there by the Bloods in the middle of the ground to force a free kick. And Soldy on the left boot now drives the football up towards the half-forward line. It had to be a good kick, and it was okay too at the fall of the ball. They might get away with this. Harris picks it up, or it went through his arms. Good tackle there by McCormack, and we'll have a bounce just inside the 50 for Warrandyte. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio Eastern and streaming live on efl.org.au for all you playing at home. As Dunn goes after it again, he went in pretty hard there. The umpire came in and blew his whistle, but that was just to create a restart as quick as possible. 40 metres out now from Warrandyte's goals. They are peppering. They're only trailing this one by 8 points. The man of the moment. Dunn, which way can this one go? He almost curled it back enough. He almost made it 4 for the quarter in only 14 minutes, but 1 behind is the result. Bendigo Bank scoreboard, Warrandyte 3-3-21, trailing by 7 points. Park Orchards are 4-4-28. He's exciting when he gets around the football. Very, very smart, knows where the goals is.
Just starting to find a little bit of form. This is where Park Orchards have really got to crack down, particularly across that half-back line.
So Tom Fair plays on to himself, and the ball comes out the back, and the Sharks are away. It's a kick along the line there, and it's marked unattended. There is Rowland. He hand passes inboard to Christian Fair, who goes long in towards the direction of Tom Harley, who takes a great mark. Fantastic protection there by the smart forward. He knew where to put his body and when to jump for the ball, and he took a fantastic mark. And Harley, and they'll move on to 4-3-27, only trailing 1 behind other Sharks on 4-4-28. It's a smart bit of play there, wasn't it, Ray?
Yeah, look, great play by Warrandyte. And they took the ball coast to coast for that goal. Look, they're keeping themselves within touch of...
Who was it, Ray, that kicked the goal?
Baird. Number 28. He's not on the list, boys.
So
Boundary.
Josh Barrett.
So we'll go boundary side thanks to live care.
Confirming goal kicker number 28, Josh Barrett, Warrandyte.
So the former Saints registers his first for the game. The players started up again, and it looks like it will be Hookie, who it's advantage paid, so he'll go long across the line there. The ball is cleverly spoiled though by Edgerton, and it will be a boundary throw-in on the far wing of Warrandyte Reserve.
Let's head around the grounds for all those important scores with Alice at quarter time. Just turn yourself on, Alice.
Yeah. In Division 1, you've got South Croydon leading Lilydale by 18 and Norwood leading Vermont by 1. And in Division 2, North Ringwood's leading Bayswater by 29, Croydon leading Doncaster by 3, and Mulgrave leading East Burwood by 11.
Croydon leading Doncaster East by 3. I know that one off by heart. Don't you worry about that as the ball's been bounced and on the far side of the ground. Nicely picked up there by Turner. His handball went into no man's land. Picked up by Dale and seen over the boundary line and out of bounds, where we'll have a boundary throw in. Is there any more scores as you go local for your football?
Yeah, in Division 3, Heathmont's leading Churnside Park by 20. South Belgrade...
Who put through another goal? That's number 4 for the quarter. And here come the Warrandyte Football Club. They've hit the front for the first time this afternoon. 5-3-33 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Park Orchards up 4-4-28. Here come the Bloods. Grant Campbell, thanks to Chewstap.
Inside 50s this quarter, 11-8 in favour of Warrandyte. Interesting to note, all Warrandyte's 5 goals from general play, all 4 Park Orchards goals from set shots.
Warrandyte look a lot better because their entry into their forward now is going there with purpose.
So the ball is restart there. Walkley gets the tap, immediately tackled though Ryan Turner wraps up the Warrandyte play at the bottom of the pack, and the umpire will look to restart proceedings. So we've gone 19.5 minutes in the second quarter here at Warrandyte Reserve. Walkley again wins the tap there. He's been fantastic in the ruck thus far. Instead, it's Daly who wins the ball out. Hand passes along the line in the direction of Appleby. Appleby will go in the direction of Dunn again. Can he take the mark? The ball is chopped off there by look to be McCormick, and McCormick is in fact awarded the free kick. So he'll go laterally in the direction of Bahaja. Will he keep the ball in? He will just. And the umpire says advantage paid. So it's Bahaja on the wing of Warrandyte Reserve. He'll go short towards Viney. Viney is unable to take the mark there. It was cleverly smalled there by Oliver. Winning the ball eventually was Harris. He goes along the line and it's a clever kick. It's unable to be marked there by Large though. And the ball will trickle over the
Certainly not
line.
a case of trying to prove.
On the ground in the direction of Haid. Haid was unable to win the ball. Tackling them was Norton, but the ball does eventually trickle out of the out of bounds, and it will be a ball in.
So 22.5 minutes gone, second term. The Bloods have hit the front. A great 5-goal second quarter so far for them. As the ball's been handed out there, that was Jones who got the little handball away. Now Warrandyte can surge forward once again. It goes towards the direction of Large. Put his body on the line at Bahaja, right on his hammer. Eventually got the handball away, but that was half smothered. Ball still in the middle of the ground, picked up there by Jones. Handball went into no man's land. Fleming was the first man to meet it for Park Orchards. What a cracker of a tackle by Evans. And he's been pinged for pushing in the back. You would not believe it. Yeah. And the faithful are filthy out here, but just keeping an eye on Matty Fleming there because he's a super player and he hit the deck very, very hard there and certainly has not moved. Yeah, he does so now. So
it was a 50-50. I think it was a 50-50 decision from Dan Baird. It was probably there in terms of dropping the ball, but it was also a pretty crude tackle as well.
So just waiting for
cross boundary side
Matt Fleming to pick himself up as we cross down boundary side, thanks to Life Care to Esmond, who I believe has the number 74 Guernsey for us.
Confirming your Guernsey number 74, Andrew Malloy, and 75, Alex McCormack for Park Orchards.
Great stuff, Esmond. Ray, a little bit of a stoppage in play here. Warrandyte are on top.
Yeah, Warrandyte, this quarter they've been more methodical in what they've done. Their back six have picked up their play and their entry into the forward line is a lot better. And of course, Luke Dunn down there is kicking forward.
Looks to be he gets a hand pass out there, but to no one in particular. Eventually it's Appleby who snaps the ball around the corner, but it's a wayward kick by Appleby. That's James Appleby, and it is out of bounds on the full.
Read 5-4-34 to 4-4-28, so it's a 6-point lead in favour of the Bloods.
Didn't sound right when I said it.
Yeah.
So there's number changes going on all over the shop here today at Warrandyte Reserve. But it is number 6, Luke Turner, who will restart proceedings deep in his defence. He goes towards Walkley, but it beats him, as does Bahaja, and in fact it beats all players, and the ball eventually goes out of bounds. So we're just outside Warrandyte's forward 50. The ball will be thrown back in. Hand gets the tap out there, trying to find a teammate in. Evans does so, twists and turns, scrubs a kick out towards the middle of the ground. The hand pass is by Gaffney, and it goes towards Oliver, who tries to get a kick out there, but it's a fantastic tackle there. It looks to be Rowland who made that tackle. Instead, McCormick chose the decision to play on there. I'm not too sure about that. Hand gets a kick in towards forward 50, trying to find a teammate there it looks to be Josh Barrett. Josh Barrett running tooth and nail at his fellow defender there. And again, the ball beats all comers, and it is a boundary throw-in.
I think the pressure that Warrandyte have applied by going man on man, they've got a few bigger bodies that are these younger guys from Park Orchards are now starting to feel the pressure a little bit more. I think half-time can't come soon enough for the Sharks at the moment.
Had the legs there, and on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, it's all square here at Warrandyte Reserve. It's 5-4-34 Warrandyte to Park Orchards, also 5-4-34.
Soupy, do you understand why both umpires had to chat to each other then? Because I don't understand it, because the goal umpire was going to play a goal, and then there was discussion going on afterwards. You're either trusting the umpire or you're not.
The way it should work is the goal umpire cannot signal until he's given the all clear, and I don't think the field umpire gave him the all clear.
Well, the field umpire eventually gave all clear after
the lengthy discussion.
That's right. But he cannot give a signal until he gets the all clear.
So fair Switches the ball out wide. Wouldn't they love another couple of goals? Dorr, who just snagged that one, is about 80 metres out, goes towards the Harley direction. What a ripper kick that was, and a good lead too. So Tommy Harley's already slotted one in this second term. We'll look up for the skipper there. It was chopped off as the siren goes. Oh, a big let off there for Warrandyte, but what a second term they had to get right back into this match. It is all square on EFL Game Day, Division 4 match of the day. 5-4-34 Park Orchards. 5-4-34 the Warrandyte Football Club. An absolute ripper. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio Eastern or streaming live on efl.org.au. But stay tuned now, because we're going to go back to Barry Cotts, and then we'll be back out here with all those important scores from right around the eastern suburbs in Divisions 4, 3, 2 and the Premier Division, Division 1, right after these messages. So don't believe Barry Cotts has been picked us up yet in the Radio Eastern studio. So we'll just talk about the major goal kickers in the meantime. Luke Dunn kicking 4 goals in that second quarter. It was absolutely sensational effort by him. A couple of them under a bit of fierce pressure as well. So.
We're all things EFL. Good evening, Eastern Football League lovers. One of the punishments is got to get play cam the Friday night before a game. Oh, nice. Wash all the jumpers. And of course, here's Glenn Archer, and welcome to the program tonight. G'day, Glenn. G'day, guys. How you going? It was up to Tino. He's winning the league BNF, our BNF. How much longer we've got to see Stewie Wine going around in the Eastern Football? Travel on Eastlink on weekends and public holidays with a car tax. So, with the money you'll save, you'll have enough. Enough for what? My birthday present next week. I have my eye on some sparkly gold footy boots with some pandas on them. Get a breeze, they can use Eastlink. Quickest way to get around Melbourne Heath. Ride pressure, play better. Eastlink. It's time better spent. In sparkly boots.
The best EFL rap on radio, right here at EFL Sunday. 10 to 12 every Sunday morning on the 8.1 in Warrandyte and the team, all the final scores, goal kickers, best players and ladders, holding a big round of EFL. Gang also talks to winning coaches, players and special guests, including the final scores for all seniors and Thursday, 19. Here at EFL Sunday, playing live and local pure footy and every Sunday, 98.1 Radio Week. EFL.org.au. Now use the pictures, check out the latest picture articles and video including your say in the EFL poll against your mates, vibrant, voice your opinion, nice. Best of all, listen back to any EFL radio program, live and local for your footy.
It's just been a game of momentum shifts, and which team has the ascendancy at which point. In that first quarter, there was that forward press by Park Orchards that was really the telling display, I guess, and for the reason of why Park Orchards had such a brilliant start. But I found that Warrandyte just took the game on a little bit more, broke the lines, and it was a real one-man show up forward with Luke Dunn kicking Warrandyte's 4 of their 5 goals in that second quarter to level up the match.
We can have all the analysis we want, but ultimately it is Grant Campbell who is the man with all the answers. He is the man with all the stats. And thanks to ChooseTap, take us through the first half.
In the
close game, and Norway Vermont by 7. And over in Division 2, Doncaster's leading the Waverley Blues by 33. Croydon's leading Doncaster East by 12. Mulgrave's leading East Burwood by 10. And North Ringwood is leading Bayswater by 30 points. And according to Bayswater's Twitter page, it's all on the weather.
Oh, they will the zone off. As soon as Warrandyte went man-on-man early in that second term, it all got a little bit too hard for Park Orchards.
Yeah, the Warrandyte really nullified the influence of that forward press, as we've spoken so often about in this game. They were willing to, as you said, play man-on-man and do the hard things right, and they in fact did get it right in that second quarter. And
wow, Billy Joel. Love that song.
Oh, the Collingwood song. Good old Collingwood forever.
going in that second half.
Other than the fact that that seemed to be the longest half-time of all that we've had all year. It's funny because it's one of those games where, to me, Park Orchards look undermanned in terms of size, in terms of stature. They've got, 2 or 3 big blokes, guys like Holloway and Walkley, and these kind of guys who are big and, they're cumbersome, and the key is he's still pressing. And the fact that he's clunked a couple and he's also brought a few to ground is the really important fact.
And one key factor, boys, that BWS told us on the huddle on Wednesday night was the fact that Warrandyte, I think, all season have not lost the second quarter, and they proved it again then. Not one second quarter lost by Warrandyte this season. And BWS, you would back that up, that statement, wouldn't you?
Certainly would, Ray, as we get underway for the third term here on EFL Game Day, and Tom Fair gets the first ball go now. Little kick off the ground, finds the arms of McCormack. He got pushed in the back. In fact, that was Malloy. He all jinxed me. And we'll have a bounce across the half-forward line still for Park. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Hope your team's winning out in the eastern suburbs in the first half. It's no doubt going to...
The ground and leading the race with a strong lead is Dunn. Dunn assesses his options, pops the ball over the top. Who can take the mark there? It's a 1-on-2 there. It's a fantastic spoil there by look to be Fleming. And he smartly spoils the ball over the line, deep inside the Warrandyte forward 50.
This is where Park Orchards need to continue to control. They've got a lot of tall backmen that have done the job, and they need to make the most of this opportunity.
So Holloway wins the tap, and he eventually finds himself on hands and knees. The ball squeezes out, and it'll eventually be that Air who will hand pass the ball out. It looks to be a kick on goal from Ansaldi. Has Ansaldi kicked the goal? He has.
Warrandyte and Park Orchards, 2 of the big boys of Division 4 football. Speaking of big boys, Walkley goes down hard. Air was on top of the football for Warrandyte. Ball can't scoot out, so we'll have another bounce. True centre wing position, far side of Warrandyte reserve.
Park Orchard's still trying to open things up. An extra man going back, which is, I think, good to see from John Brown, just trying to open the game up a little bit more.
Good knockdown by Tansley. Ball eventually scoots towards the boundary line and out of bounds. Any early stats that matter thanks to Choose Tap, Grant Campbell?
Clearance is 5-4 in favour of Warrandyte. They're winning the hit out 7-3.
Pye brings the ball back in. Walkley got it down to Turner, who got it away to Fleming. Snaps it around the body. That didn't go far enough. Christian Fair gets it to Turner of the Luke variety. Up towards the half-forward line. Malloy comes out and takes a strong mark. Hop Club, 7.5 minutes gone. Third term.
This will be Steve Harris, the designated kicker for the Bloods. He'll go long and strong in the direction of Christian Fair, but instead taking the mark there is McCormack. McCormack will look to go on that trusty left foot, trying to spot up a player, but instead the kick is smothered. Ooh, a high tackle by on Vinnie Jones it was. He didn't get the free kick when used to Vinnie Jones giving the hits on most occasions, but instead he is the recipient of one. Either way, the umpire restarts proceeding, gain the lead, and on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, it will be 7-4, 46 to the Bloods. They lead by 5 points. Park Orchards, 6-5, 41.
Rover lead by 4 points out at Seabeck Oval in a low-scoring affair.
Yeah, expected that. I really did expect that one to be a close game out there today. I actually picked the Hawks in a bit of an upset.
Yeah, so did Ray Baird, did you not, Ray?
No, I said that they will go close, but I did pick ball when to get over the line.
Yeah, he's dropped the Roval Football Club these days. He's jumped on the Montrose bandwagon as the ball is still in the middle here of Warrandyte Reserve. Can the Bloods clear it out? No. Good tackle there by Cameron Dorr for the Sharks. Hands it back to the umpire and we'll start this again. Dan Beard throws the ball up now.
Surely you'd back him to cement this, right?
4 goals in the second term. 1 goal already in this third quarter. 12 minutes gone. 5 goals to his name. Can he make it 6? It's a sausage roll. It's going straight all the way to the goal line. Well done there by Walkley. Boot to ball. That is fantastic play. I think it was Steve Harris down there who managed to get a little grubber on the goal line. Goal to the Warrandyte Football Club. Fantastic bit of play there. Josh Barrett.
Ratcliffe, who is stumbling inside the forward for his shot. He gets a banana, goes across the face of goal here to no one in particular. Throwing himself at the ball there
well done, Morello.
It was Morello. Morello centers the ball in, but instead it's one out by the Park Orchard side, and they'll kick it outside in the direction of Dorr. It is indeed chopped off there by Chiminton, and the ball does go out of bounds.
Around the grounds, Cardamone has 6 for the Bears. Basin lead by 17 points early in the third.
Here, Harley will back himself and go for goal, which is about 45 metres out.
He's had a few misses which he'd normally put through.
Yeah, he would. Instead, maybe that confidence played on his mind because he tried to chip in